Hi, I'm Birdie. Thank you for joining me for my newest astro forecast on the full moon in Virgo happening on March 7th. Where you will feel the effects of this full moon depends on which houses Virgo and Pisces fall in for you, and that is determined by your rising sign. So if you're watching this for your sun sign and it doesn't really resonate with you, then I highly encourage you to watch your rising sign. All right, join me as we get into the effects of the full moon in Virgo. Hello, Scorpio rising. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, we will be discussing the full moon in Virgo coming up on March 7th. So for you, Scorpio, this is happening in your 11th house and your 5th house. Now, during a full moon, we have the moon, of course. This is the high priestess. This is the energy of intuition, inner wisdom, and spirituality, and it represents the moon. So we put the moon in Virgo, which is your 11th house. That's the house of community, organizations, social circles, networking. It's also the house of hopes and dreams. Okay, so we have the moon over here. The moon brings a little bit of emotional upheaval wherever it's at. So the moon in this house of friendships and organizations, maybe bringing up some emotions, especially from the past, regarding that situation. Now, the moon, during the full moon, the moon is opposite of the sun. So the sun is bringing the energy of creativity, vitality, and joy. And it is over here at home in the 5th house. The sun rules the 5th house. So when the sun is in the 5th house, it feels at home and the energy is easy flowing and harmonious. However, when this is opposing the moon, like we have on a full moon, that creates the energy of tension, like a rubber band being pulled in two different directions. If you pull all the way, you're going to break the rubber band. So the intention is to find balance between these two areas of life. So we have the 5th house, the house of play, of creativity, of romantic expression, of recreation and procreation, of making babies. So the sun is shining on that area of life for you, Scorpio rising. But the sun is not alone there. The sun is being joined by Mercury. Mercury is the energy of manifestation, action, and communication. The magician here in the tarot has all 4 elements in the card. You can see the coins, the cups, the swords, and the wands. That's the earth, air, fire, and water. So the magician is very powerful and it gets things done. So we put the magician over here in your 5th house. Now also in that 5th house is Neptune. Neptune is the hanged man, and this is the energy of surrender, of letting go, and of spiritual growth. So we add Neptune to the party here. And then lastly, on the day of the full moon, Saturn moves into Pisces. Saturn is the world, and this brings the energy of completion, of fulfillment, and harmony. So we add Saturn to this party here. Now you can see there's a lot of imbalance. There's all this energy over here in your 5th house, your house of fun and recreation and romance, as opposed to your house of community involvement, organizations, and social circles. So this is your creative expression individually versus you in a group. Now what this is doing, this tension, this opposition is really bringing your awareness to the tension between your emotional needs versus your creative self-expression. Okay, you're struggling to find balance between your desire for individuality, for your individual need for emotional security and stability, with your need for being part of a community, being part of a group. You tend to be a little analytical at this time when it comes to your groups and your organizations, and you may be really examining friendships and group affiliations and coming to find those people who you have collective aspirations with. Now we have Uranus. Uranus is the Fool. This is the energy of beginnings, of innocence and spontaneity. Uranus is over here in Taurus. in your house of relationships, your house of unions, partnerships, one-on-one relationships. This could be a best friendship, this could be a business partnership, or this could be a romantic relationship, a marriage, a union. This is making a 60-degree angle to the sun, and what that is doing is bringing unexpected changes to these creative pursuits and to this creative self-expression. You're going to need to adapt to new circumstances and find innovative solutions to any type of creative blocks or challenges that may come up for you. Now the moon over here in Virgo is also making an aspect to Uranus. It's 120 degrees away, so that's a trine, which is a lucky aspect. And what that's doing is really highlighting your need for freedom and individuality in social interactions and in your hopes and dreams and your aspirations. You are seeking new ways to express your individuality and to break free from these old traditional beliefs, from some limiting beliefs that are keeping you from growing, and from maybe some negative patterns and habits within your social circle. Okay, now we also have Venus here in Aries, in your 6th house. This is the house of work, of daily routines, of responsibilities, and your ability to serve others, as well as your personal health and how you take care of yourself. So this Venus in the 6th house is making a 60-degree angle to Mars in Gemini here in your 8th house, the house of transformation, the house of sex and passion, the house of metaphorical death and rebirth. So what this is doing is creating an opportunity for creative and sexual expression. You might be feeling a surge of passion and inspiration, and this is going to be fueling your artistic and your romantic pursuits. Now, Venus is not alone here in your 6th house. Venus is joined by Jupiter. Jupiter is the energy of expansion. It's represented by the Wheel of Fortune, which is cycles, changes, and destiny. So when Jupiter joins Venus here in Aries, it's also making this aspect stronger from this conjunction. It's intensifying this aspect. And what that's doing is bringing this good luck and abundance that Jupiter brings to your creative and your financial endeavors, especially when it comes to shared resources, because this 8th house is the house where you have shared resources. 2nd house is your own resources. 8th house is resources that you share with others. So that could be financial resources or other types of resources at your disposal. Now lastly, we have Gemini here in this 8th house, making a challenging aspect to Neptune here in your 5th house. It's 90 degrees away, which is a square, and that can create some obstacles or conflicts or a little bit of tension. So what this is doing is causing some confusion and uncertainty in your decision making and in your sexual desire. You might be having a little bit of confusion about sexual partners. You're struggling to find some clarity and some focus, so you need to really take extra caution when you are interacting in intimate relationships. Be cautious, be aware, know all of the details, know all of the facts, don't go into something blindly. Okay, Scorpio, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.